The thing that made the ranch sequence sellable to me as like the crazy idea was actually the difference between this shot and the next shot. It's like Clementine goes, I'm never gonna leave you alone ever again. It's a shot of baby AJ by him, but like there. And then you cut to AJ alone.
Mm-hmm. That was a big thing. Is like, I remember there was a big demand.
Emotional handoff.
Yeah, there's a big demand from the fans to see what happened at McCarroll Ranch. And it was like, why is this relevant to the story now? And it was actually putting it here between these two scenes. It was like, we see now how this relationship kind of started, you know?
And you juxtapose it right next to the moment where it appears to have ended.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
So AJ has his own dialogue system.
I know, it's like cuter.
It's cuter and it moves around and you have to move the stick up and down to do it. And it's kind of floating. And it's our kind of idea. And it also, notably, it's written in his perspective instead of objectively.
Right.
Like if this was a Clementine choice, it would be dogs can talk. But instead it's AJ internal. So he says, I wish dogs could talk. It's the idea that you only have sort of like, you have slightly less control over AJ than you over Clementine because he's sort of volatile in his brain.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
boom, boom. He's kind of removed from you as a protagonist.
So Taylor Parks, AJ's voice actor, says boom boom constantly in real life,
Oh,
like as
really?
punctuation to sentences. She just kept doing it. I'm like, well, we just have to put
Boom,
that in
boom.
the game. When you'd like tell her like this is the way you need to do that line, she'd be like, all right, boom boom. She's like, that's just how she speaks.
Awesome.
And so I'm like, that's so
Oh,
cute.
I wish I had some awesome catchphrase.
Yeah, I'll never come up with something as cool
Okie
as that.
dokie.
You can start pushing that and see if it sticks.
Okie dokie. Yeah, that's like me
Boom boom
too.
is
That's cool.
way
I think that's cooler than boom boom.
Do you?
Hokey dokey,
Well,
kids.
thank you. That's just because I'm sitting here. Right
Especially when you say it like that, Ken.
Definitely doesn't make me sound super weird.
now. Oh.
We also experimented with putting AJ on the other side of the screen. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I remember many reasons why it didn't
And then
work.
it felt terrible, so we stopped doing it.
Yeah, the Clementine's always on the left third, and so we're like, okay, we'll
Oh,
shift it up. We'll put
interesting.
AJ on the right third, and he is on the right third in the home walking sequence still. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, in the next scene.
But we're gonna do that all the time. But that's not the way video game language works. Oh my god,
Boom,
it's the hat. Boom boom.
There
Somehow,
it is.
somehow it's dry enough to float on top of the
Yes,
water.
of course.
So you cannot succeed with these QTEs. They are all fails automatically to raise the tension. I think I saw somebody restart the game.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
When
think
they
Dom
thought
the
they
Bomb
missed
did.
the hat, and it's just
Poor
because they
thing.
knew there was an achievement called getting Clem's hat.
Yes. Good girl.
Don't ever get old, Rosie. Stay here forever.
Oh, and here's poor Zombie 10, who also looks amazing. This is an
Yeah.
incredible looking character model.
Crap. Wow, he made it all the way back. Do you think they have some kind of homing, like, Call of the Wild Walker?
I don't know. All I know
thing?
is we put in a bunch of ambiguous things so you can't really figure out which way walkers work.
Please don't go towards the school. The other kids shouldn't see you as a monster. Nobody should.
I love the opposite scene of this, where 10 is alive and he comes back and he's just like really apologetic for getting Lewis or Violet killed. And they have this cool little scene where like 10 basically has an existential crisis where he realizes he's been fucking up for so long he needs to make a change in his life.
Right.
And it's such a special little scene where just like two little boys just talk about life or death in the woods, and it's just really quiet and cool. I think it might be one of my favorite scenes in the whole series.
Wow.
They're just kind of staring at the sunset over there, and kind of AJ's holding Clem's hat, and there's just something really quaint about it.
Yeah. If anyone playing the game has not seen that scene, I would definitely
I
recommend
will
checking it out.
Definitely.
It's very cool.
Check that out.
It's definitely one of my favorite choices in the game too, where it says like, "I'll teach you how to kill," or some people are just supposed to be artists.
Yeah.
Dinner soon. Okay. I'm all done anyway. That's a good scratching spot. I think it is. Oh, wow. You found her hat.
We're dancing with this sort of internal, like, we're kind of not letting the audience know if Clem's still alive. But the actual thing that justifies AJ being sad is that he thinks Clem is bedridden.
That was a hard.
It was very tricky because we didn't
Tightrope
want to
walk.
outright lie about AJ's emotional state, right?
Right.
There had to be a reason for why he seems a little melancholy. Because he knows Clem's alive.
It actually works a little better on this side because he had clearly just seen 10 dead, I think.
Yeah, so
Right.
that admits a good reason you'd be sad.
Yeah.
The sequence was another thing we really wanted to do early on. We're kind of like, okay, we kind of know we can't make the runtime of the episode huge, and we can't record a ton of dialogue. So we wanted to have a sequence where you just kind of walked and music played. Kind of like just trying to find a way for like it just to be just music and visuals and like a little bit of interactivity. And we kind of like, I knew we wanted to play Take Us Back. We literally deliberately named the episode Take Us Back after the famous ending of season 1 song that everybody remembers, makes everybody cry, makes them think about Clementine and Lee. So finding a reason to use that in the season here for this sequence, I think it turned out really well. That Leaf also returns from the teaser trailer for the entire season, which was a special scene made just for the trailer where Clementine and AJ sit on a bridge and like look at a zombie.
Row your boat.
Yep, the row your boat thing. Like so that scene is technically not canon, but it still kind of exists in the continuity because that Leaf is here.
Right. How do we torture more? Don't fuck with
I
us.
like the kids are like, we're gonna put a corpse outside.
Abel, isn't that Abel?
It's a walker tied up if you let Abel turn.
Oh, okay.
So that choice
Gotcha.
that choice mattered. Abel is either dead or is a zombie forever.
This was a fun reveal, like trying to figure out how do we see everybody's alive again.
Look at Willie. Just
Willie was up in the
climbing
tree,
down
just
the tree.
resetting those traps. Apparently, I guess he puts the rocks up there.
When this scene was first designed as well, remember there was a version of the bridge scene where Violet or Lewis had kind of like got trapped on the other side with zombies,
Yeah.
and all they could do was either get eaten or jump off of the bridge.
Oh yeah.
And then like they would jump because they didn't want to get eaten, obviously. And then that was the first time you saw them to know that.
Oh yeah, that was
they were
another
alive.
like death fake out. Like they
Yeah,
fell like
yeah.
into the water, and then we didn't know for sure if they were alive again. So we made another reveal out of them. But I think at that point we realized there were too many death reveals.
Yeah. yeah.
Too many like this character's alive. Is this character alive? Oh, they're alive too. Like we kind of wanted to make it really kind of mundane for really everybody, but
We made you think everybody was dead.
yeah. Hello, fellow kids.
What you doing there, goofball?
And here it is, the moment that made 1,000
yay.
YouTubers cry out in joy.
What? Yay.
Hey, she's
There
moving.
She is. Oh.
Aw, that's adorable.
You're walking. And you have wood arm legs.
Crutches.
Crutches. I found your hat. It was in the creek down by the shack. I thought I wouldn't get it, but Rosie jumped right in and got it out of the water. It's all wet now.
It's definitely seen better days. You know what? You keep it if you want it.
I actually kept the ending. I requested. I mean, I think that, you know, there were certain things that were unknown, but I didn't want to know until we were really close to recording, if not already recording, this final episode as to whether or not she lived or not.
I did want to ask you, like, how did you feel when you finally found out what her fate was? Like, what was that like to learn that? Because, yeah, I knew you didn't find out stuff ahead of time. You only found every episode script.
I was happy, you know. I would have been okay if you know, her arc was totally cut, just because I know it would have been done in an amazing fashion with you know, how well the writing is. But selfishly, yeah, I was like, hell yeah. I mean, there's no reason to kill her. She's this amazing, strong young woman.
We explored a lot of
game.
stories where she died, and they never felt.
It just
quite
didn't
right.
feel.
Yeah, we actually, yeah, I guess I can have interesting here for fans to say. We definitely thought about multiple endings where Clem lived and Clem died. And I think the problem we kind of ran
remember hearing
into is that I don't think anyone would have accepted an ending where Clem died as canon. Like, it just wouldn't have been something. So in the end, it would just be viewed as a bad ending, no matter what we gave you on the
Right.
other side.
If she lived on another.
Yeah, if she lived on and it's also like if she lived, we would have had to make the endings feel equal. Because the idea would be if we have multiple endings, you wouldn't want anyone to be the good ending or the bad ending. They're just different.
Right.
So in the end, it was like, well, are we really going to spend resources making like a bad ending when the only ending anyone's going to accept is the Clem one? Or could we just sort of give Clem a ending to her story that makes it feel like it was all worth it? We realized like we were playing so much on the cycle, and like the same thing that happened to Lee happened to Clem is like this meta like tension sort of hanging over the whole season, that having her actually break that cycle and not having it just straight up happen again feels like she moved the whole world forward.
Right. This felt really good. It didn't feel like, oh, this is too the Hollywood, you know, well, she's lost a limb, but she's still there, tra-la-la. It just felt really like the natural way to end it.
That noise was Gideon mourning the loss of Tennessee.
Funny Easter egg, if it's Lewis or Violet dead, 10 puts little drawings on their graves, and they're based on what you like named the school or what the color of the house was that Lewis wanted.
Oh, is this the famous burp scene?
This is the famous
so
burp
that's
scene.
that's my voice over kryptonite. Although Jack, I stuck with it and I drank enough bubble water that I could
Yeah,
get something
I had
out.
to fake burp because I don't know how.
I
to
can't
burp.
even. My fake burps are horrible. I
I
can't
think
even
we
pull
got
it off.
almost every actor
had
to
to
burp
fake
for this
burp.
scene. Even the ones who don't like end up burping, I think we got like Omar's actor to burp and the Sims actor to burp. I think we had everyone to burp. I'm not sure they all actually play in the final product, but we
Well-
got like everyone to burp. It was really wacky.
I always
Yeah.
wanted to do that thing that kids would do in elementary school. They
Swallow
burp
air.
the ABCs.
Oh yeah.
And they can just do it.
Who does that?
I never knew how to do that.
Yeah. No. But you know what? That's okay.
AJ.
What? It's good. Seconds, please.
Already? You even taste that?
I learned watching every actor kind of try to burp in this whole cast that it's a very specialized
It
skill,
is a
this burping thing.
specialized skill.
I don't know if I'm breaking sag here, but I remember Ray Chase, who played Marlon, could not whistle. So I got the stunt whistle for when,
See, I can. Yeah, I know, right?
for when he whistles
Yeah,
for.
the union after you. I do. I can whistle. I can do the whistling.
Well, we're not bragging here, Melissa.
Oh, I've been bragging the whole time.
Yeah, that's the spot. A sim says he saw 10, 15 of them, a little bit past the old safe zone. I want you to go. You're the boss. We need to know who they are. Maybe even see if they're willing to trade. Just keep your distance.
This is traveling back in time a minute, but we were talking about if Clem lives or dies or not. And I remember, like, the first session, the first thing you said in the season.
Oh my God.
Was, does Clementine die? She better not. That was like how we started our relationship this season.
I would say that did not influence us because I did not know about that.
As soon as I just said, like, I never wanted to know. Apparently that's the first thing I asked.
No, it was me and James Windler, the season lead writer, were there. And James handled it very diplomatic.
Yeah.
He was like, we're trying to figure out what works best for the story.
Oh, James.
And you were like, that's not a no.
Really, really careful.
You okay?
Just getting tired. Hey, walk with me a sec. Gotcha. It's okay. I stare at it too. If it was just you and me alone out there, and I was like this, I don't know if I'd make it 2 weeks. I'm gonna need these to go anywhere. And if we ever had to run...
How the hell did AJ get her out of that barn and back
Well,
to Erickson's?
You can find the written answer to that on Reddit by Mr. Michael Kirkbride, our season designer.
Really?
Yeah,
He, in response to fan criticism, wrote a big essay called How I Protected Clem by Alvin Jr.
Oh my
God.
and it's written in perfect AJ voice.
It's written in AJ
Oh my
speak.
God.
It's really good.
That's
All right,
amazing.
I'm checking that out.
I'll send you a link.
Oh, I love her.
It's nice to note that they're sitting in the same places that Marlon and Brody, who were the previous kind of rulers of the school, were sitting in the first episode. They're like in the exact same spot, and they have Rosie between them again.
All those times you would ask me if we'd find a home. All I could ever tell you was, we'll see. And your face would fall every single time.
It's better than saying yes and lying to me.
And that's what I told myself. But you want to know something I didn't tell you? I never had a plan. I never knew where we were going. I never knew anything. I just fought and fought and fought and hoped you didn't notice. Hoped we'd find something before you did. Did I do a good job?
Here we go. Did I do a good job is my favorite, is a real good line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of broke me. So this whole scene is what we
You did do a good
recorded
job.
Yeah.
before, literally, we got through this about an hour before the axe fell on Telltale Games. So this whole scene is what we recorded. One of them, there was a couple of...
Yeah, with small alterations. We actually there's some stuff removed, but this is most of it.
It's most of it. And yeah, Jack had me in a place where I was just like, oh, God, I don't even know if I can get words out right now. I mean, it was very emotional.
Yeah, you really feel the hurt in your voice on that one line, on the "Did I do a good job?"
Yeah.
I remember I really was pushing for, like, the thing that I thought would just be super powerful is Clementine, like, just straight up asking the player, like, did she do it good? Like, just having that as be just, like, kind of the final question of the game was going to be really affecting. Because
Right.
everyone has just been rooting for her, and they've watched her fight for 4 seasons. And so, like, her saying that, it's like, how can you not tell her she did a good job?
Yeah, you'll notice that
Right.
no is not on the wheel.
No is not on the wheel. There's one where
done a
AJ
little
goes, like,
better.
you did okay. Like,
I mean,
which I don't know who choose. Someone will choose that one.
Silence
Some
can be
asshole.
more hurtful, I guess.
The credits hallway.
This broke me when
I'm-
I watched Ryan Weller play
Yeah.
this on his Twitch stream. This fucking broke me.
Wow. Oh my god.
To see all the
Everybody
names.
worked on the game.
Yeah.
Everybody
of the
thinks
Telltale
these are our
people.
signatures. I can speak for myself, at least, and my signature's not that cool looking. These were all
has the mustache.
Joyce
Oh wow.
made these for us.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I think it's really awesome that Skybound like put that in there.
This is
Cool putting that there.
incredible.
Okay, in you go.
We're clicking on Disco Broccoli several times.
There's a thing in here that we have to. I'm sure I know the world's seen it,
We
but
have
you have
to
to
do
see
this.
it again, and you have to talk about it.
You're so cool, Disco Broccoli.
One day, in just a random Slack channel, I don't know why we were talking about Blade Runner, but Michael Kirkbride, again, master of the AJ voice, just wrote a pitch-perfect parody of the final Tears in the Rain Blade Runner speech, but as AJ. And I just copied that thing verbatim from the Slack channel and put it in the voice script.
Oh, nice.
And I hid it under a bazillion clickables with Disco Broccoli.
Hungry.
So many beautiful angles of Disco Broccoli.
I know. In all his glory.
Some might say not enough beautiful angles of Disco
Yeah,
Broccoli.
not enough.
Here it is. So, and also, I believe, Chris, you had the cinematic artist
Yeah,
shoot this exactly like in the movie.
shot for shot, Rutger
my
Hauer and Harrison Ford.
And
It's
I have-
even better when you cut back to Disco Broccoli.
And I have yet to see a fan just take out all the shots of Disco Broccoli and replace them with Harrison Ford, or vice versa. And I am disappointed that
This
that's
is
not happened yet.
hilarious.
The fan community has let me down until that someone does that.
Oh, my.
Toy airplanes on fire off the shoulder of McCurl Ranch. I watched canned beans glitter in the dark near that one train station with a dead couple Clem tried to guilt me about. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in Omar's stew. Time to die, Marlon.
I'm all done. There's the last clickable of the game.
Yay.
You put the hat on the thing, and that's it.
Nice.
I'm coming.
So good.
There it is. Yay!
That was awesome. Thank you, Kent.
Thank you, Melissa and Gideon and
Thank
Chris.
you.
Yeah,
everyone
that was
you.
fun.
Everyone who worked on this beautiful game.
Seriously.
That I love with all my heart, and I can't
Me
believe
too.
we got to finish it. One last thing, I just want to get to the AJ lessons. These are the best. I think Kirkbride also wrote all of these. Some of these in here are really amazing. I like try not to burp or fart at dinner, but sometimes you can if you still think it's funny. These are all based on many things you've said to AJ over the season, like always aim for the head.
Not nice to take
Can we go back to the violet? Can I see the violet?
I can
one?
show. All right, on your request, I will show you Violet. Violet's loved. Only 12% of people got love Violet.
Wow.
It's interesting. I don't know if these percentages are totally
The
right.
fuck?
Sometimes the system's wacky, but
Yeah.
it might be.
Well, whatever.
Right?
That means they specifically saved Violet and also
Yeah.
romanced her. And we have this cool little visual indicator of all the choices here, which Adrian put together,
Nice.
our amazing UI artist who did all the UI for the season.
Very cool.
And there's the axe in the middle, just sort of cutting off. This thing's supposed to like tease you. Like, did you know that this other crazy shit could happen in these other branches? Maybe play it again.
Wow. Really cool.
Anyways, that's season 4.
Yay.
Yay!
Bravo.
All right. Thanks everybody for being here.
Listening.
Thanks everybody for playing.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.